All right, good morning, everyone. I'll kick it off here. Okay, last night, good result, I think, out of the U.S. session. You can see there we kind of got up and flirted with flat line for the better part of the first half of the day, and finally managed to punch through a little bit just to get slightly into green territory. Look, it was a very sideways day on not very much action, but what's important is that we sort of consolidated the prior 2 days gains, which I think is a very good result for the bulls. Obviously, the market's still paying attention to Janet Yellen at the moment. She's going to be delivering her first monetary policy report as Fed chair. I think that this is, you kind of see that as the headlines. No one expects any surprises. I think it's really a non-event. But the bottom line is the action in the market was telling. We consolidated those gains. Like I said, I think from the bulls' perspective, is a big win, and I think you saw follow through on the back of that in Asia this morning. You can really see a huge push out of Hang Seng. In fact, Hang Seng, as we speak, is up 1.8%. The Nikkei, nice push out the Nikkei. Australia, also nice move, and Shanghai also came to the party. So this is just, a really good follow through. I think on the back of, what we saw, just the consolidation of gains last night in the States. We have, obviously we have, Japan was closed overnight, so, but relatively light volumes in the rest of the region. You also had China, which has managed to continue to grind higher, even though the PBC has also skipped open market operations, putting money market rates back into focus. So we're going to continue to watch that going forward, see how the interbank lending market evolves there, see if there's any defaults, because we continue to see heightened talks about that in China. All right. Corporate action on the day. We had Barclays Group Africa. We had headline earnings per share out at 13.96 versus 13.76, so a little bit of a beat there. We had revenue at 59.4. Expectations were for 51.5, which is a huge beat. And then the divvy came in better as well, at 470 versus 4. So it looks very positive out of BGA there. We also had Kumba, which is out this morning, also looking like a little bit of a beat. Headline earnings per share at 48.08 versus 47.55. Revenue at 54.5 versus 52.89. And the divvy per share coming in just under 20 Rand, which is also better than expected. So definitely good numbers there. And then before the bell, we've got CVS in the U.S. All right, market data out today, very little. We do have a few local things here, though. We've got unemployment at 11:30. We've got manufacturing productivity at 1, and then obviously we talked about Janet Yellen going to be speaking at 5, and then wholesale inventories in the States at 5 as well. All right, let's get into the maps. Okay, first thing that we're going to have a look at, we'll look at Sanlam. Sanlam, great earnings out yesterday. I think let's just take this back a little bit further just so we can get the kind of significance for this level. I like to actually even cut that little blip out there, that little 2-day wonder out there, because this lines up so perfectly for where we double bottomed here in December. The bottom line is we've ripped up through that level at around 49.20, and we pushed back up. And one day we went through the 200-day, we went through the 50-day. I think it was a huge result. Today, wouldn't be surprised to see some second day play. I'm personally expecting us to come back up and test the highs, but at the very least, I think we'll pop up to around 53.5, which will be testing some sort of trend resistance up there on Sanlam, and the numbers were brilliant. So I think that guys will be looking to rotate into this out of some of the others potentially. All right, Grindrod. Grindrod also had a trading statement out yesterday, which was weaker than expected, or at least the market reacted that way. You can see there we dropped this level that we held so nicely back in late January at 25.70 or 25.80. You can see there, I mean, we just dropped the bottom dropped out of the stock really after that trading statement came out, and I think we're going to have to be kind of searching for where the next level of support is going to be here. On the trend line, we've definitely broken support. We had broken support already, but now we're going to be looking for some sort of horizontal support, possibly down here around 2430. Maybe even a slight bit lower around 2370 where we did break out before, but somewhere in there we may be coming to some sort of support on Grindrod, which has been one of the better performers of the last couple of years. All right. Now, moving on here, we can get into what I think is a bit of a changing theme. We saw the mining stocks start to go however long ago, maybe a month ago, they really started to run, sometime just after the new year. And what was really continuing to be laggard is the gold stocks and the platinum stocks. And you can see here from Gold Fields, we showed Gold Fields yesterday. We talked about Gold Fields at the 40 level. You can really see here that we did break above that 40 level yesterday, which is significant. But also, we were making a little bit of a flag here, not a hard flag, but a little bit of a flag, which we've broken out of. And I really think that we can go up and kind of test next level very quickly in Gold Fields. Somewhere around here, 43. There's no resistance before 43 in Gold Fields, and I think that potentially we could get a little bit more out of that than get more out of them than that. I mean, you got to realize how hard these things have been sold off. We're looking at a 1-year chart here. We're going all the way from 95 bucks all the way down to almost 30 rand. So these things have been hammered by 60 odd percent from highs to lows. So the rallies can also be huge. So just keep that in mind. The next one we'll look at also same sort of thing, also flagging and breaking up above the flag as of yesterday. Let me just zoom in a little bit on this, and that's Harmony. You can see there Harmony also flagging and popping up above its resistance on the flag as of yesterday. This thing topped out at 33 bucks. I think we tried it 3 times just the other day. And if you look here, obviously 33 is definitely some sort of resistance. I would say that we will most likely test that very quickly. If we get above that, then I think we can really start to tack a few rand on quickly there. Staying with that theme, the platinum's also underperforming just as hard. Impala's, Amplats came out and traded very well after their after earnings recently, and I think this thing's just really been in a bit of a consolidation pattern. But what was important was yesterday how hard we reversed, and we kind of reversed in conjunction with the rest of the sector. The gold miners were really bid. Amplats traded really well. This one popped up or held on its 200-day, which it's been fighting to hold for the last 3 or 4 days. Popped up through the 50-day, and I think we're going to come up here and at least test resistance very quickly, which is closer to around 127. And I think if we break through to the upside, then this thing's got a quick short-term target on it, closer to 140, 145. So just keep that in mind. And then the last one that we're going to show is Tesco on the LSE. We're going to actually look at this on a 30-minute chart, and I'll shorten it up just a touch here so we can get it. There we go. Better look at it, but definitely making some sort of it looks very much like a little inverse head and shoulder pattern. You can see there maybe left shoulder, and then right shoulder here. And really gives us a nice target up closer to 342, £3.42, which obviously is a cheap stock. So percentage-wise, that's a nice move. So watch it today. Today we've got retail sales. If I'm not mistaken, they're expecting 2% year over year and 2.4% month over month. So watch it today. That could be a bit of a catalyst to see them go today. That's it for today, guys. Thanks a lot.